Mm, 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 mm. What's up, everybody? Getting the chat pulled up. It seems like I have to do this right after it goes live for this chat over here to occupy. There it is. I can slide it over. All right, I have some. Before everybody starts getting here, I got some news. I was about to move this whole. What's up, Vic? First guy. I was about to move this whole studio into another room in this house, in the corner. It's a bigger room. It's my kids' playroom, and my kids don't play no more. They're on their devices. That's all they want to do. Good morning, Bear. That's all they do. So, and Luis, what's up? And I was gonna move in that room because it's like twice the size of this room. It's huge. So, and then I also am having built right now a big jumbotron. It's a big jumbotron that looks like the jumbotron at at Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium. So it has the AT&T things on it. It has 4 big screens on the sides of it. So I'm having that built right now. However, wifey hit me when I want to move. So it's not that we want to move. We're waiting on the official pickup for Found. And if Found gets picked up for another season, especially for another 22, which they just completed, and which it was, my wife was gone all year. I had to do everything here by myself with these kids. Of course, I had my mom. My mom helped me a whole lot. But I was the one here doing everything, and she would come home every weekend. So it's been like huge stress on this house with me doing everything, and then with her making sure she comes home every week because she got all kind of mommy guilt in the world. So she come home to be with the kids. So this year she wants everybody to be in Atlanta with her. So I'm like all for it because shoot, man. I am so run down. I'm so proud of myself that I'm able to get up in the mornings and do these shows, because the last year I have been so tired because I've been doing this. I've been coaching fantasy flag football for the kids. It's been a lot. So I need her. Exactly. We love some moms. We do. I need my wife back in the whole fold. She can go to work, but she needs to come back home. But we're like 95% moving to Atlanta. I don't know when, within the next few months, maybe, or maybe we're going to wait to the end of the school year and then go. But I'm going to build a huge studio man cave there in whatever house we build. I'm going to build that out, and then we'll roll out, the next season from Atlanta, Georgia. Love some moms. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kev. Good morning, M Skills. Frankie Collins. Christy, good morning. C, good morning. Dallas adapts. Jets and Panthers are easily the worst. Yeah, you know what? I put that there because of we're falling. We're falling. We always fall victim to narratives and everything. And right now, the public narrative is the Cowboys are just the worst. The Cowboys are the worst. But in reality, and I think I said this yesterday, we have not done anything that we weren't supposed to do at this point. When you saw the schedule, to be honest with yourself, and check your emotional and how much you're angry and like how we're done. Think back when you first saw the schedule. And you saw the Ravens on there. And you saw the Lions on there at the beginning of the season. And you saw the 49ers on there this business season. And you saw the Steelers on there at the beginning of the season. And you saw the Saints on there at the beginning of the season. When you saw all those tough games at the beginning of the season, did you say, "Oh, I see 5-1. I see 6-2 there at the beginning of the season"? None of us saw anything over 500. None of us. If we were over 500 at this point, I'd be ecstatic. Why would I be ecstatic? Because we would have beaten the 49ers or the Ravens or the Lions. We would have beaten some good team along the way. If we're just 4-3, we have beaten some really good Super Bowl contending team at the moment. So I can't go with the whole we're in the worst team in the league thing like that, because we're losing to Super Bowl. We're losing to teams that are trying to go to the Super Bowl, not teams that are trying to go to the playoffs. We're not losing to teams that's trying to lose to the playoffs, and we're not losing to teams that can't make the playoffs. That's a whole different category. We're losing to teams that are trying to go to the Super Bowl. 3 of them. One Saints, I don't know, they're that was a matchup game or whatever. You lose those one every once in a while. But those 3 teams, I mean, come on. Now, if we lost to the Patriots, like the Jets, come on, man. Come on. What loss of ours is comparable to them losing to the Patriots? Did the Bengals lose to the Giants? I mean, you know, some of these teams are losing to actually bad teams, you know? And until we start doing that, I'm not saying we're better than those now. Don't run with this, because that's what I'm saying. I'm staying right here. I know not to go. I know we're not good. So there's no question marks over here or if we're good or whatnot. But I don't think we're like Carolina Panthers, Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Jets. I don't think we're there, because we're playing a different quality of opponent than they are right now. Now we're getting ready to go through a stretch where we're playing a little bit lesser teams, and we're going to be playing our division guys who the Commanders hadn't beat anybody either. You know what I'm saying? It was a Hail Mary to beat the Bears. So they're not out there beating the Chiefs and beating the Ravens and beating the Lions. They're not out there beating good teams. You know, they're beating bad teams and surprising people. So we're gonna, this middle section, the beginning section is gone of the season. And it went pretty much as I saw in my head when I saw the schedule. Now this middle section has a whole lot of question marks starting this Sunday with the Atlanta Falcons. They're not the Ravens. The Falcons are not the Lions. The Falcons are a very good football team. The Falcons have invested heavily on their defense, but they're going through a few issues right now. So I mean, this is where these guys, where their talent level lies and what they can do, this is where they actually should win and need to win. Because if they don't win, now they're starting to teeter over into one of the worst teams in the league. It starts this Sunday with Atlanta. So we're going to find out. I mean, like I said, we know we're not good. So that we don't even have to entertain that thought that we're like we could do something this year or whatever. That's not going to happen. And Michael Irvin says this right there. Michael Irvin said, I'm gonna come to y'all in just a minute. I'm sorry, I'm running my mouth because I just can't get past the point. Michael Irvin says down here that the Cowboys' only hope is a trade, and they won't win with this roster. Now, I think everybody is right there on accord with Michael Irvin. I think every single Cowboy fan, every single person in Cowboy land is right there at the same spot with Michael Irvin, saying we need some sort of trade to do something because we can't win with this roster. The Cowboys aren't doing anything. That's it's so confusing. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're arguing with them about the roster. It needs this, it needs that. Everybody's telling the roster needs. We have needs on the offensive line. We have needs at wide receiver. We have needs at running back. We have needs at defensive tackle. We have needs at the pass rush for serious. We have needs at linebacker. And we have needs in the secondary. We have needs where you could add a player anywhere on our football team just about. You could just add a player anywhere, and it could elevate our football team. We have not even attempted to add anything to our football team. It's not money issues right now. Dak and CD are signed. What is the real thing that's happening in Dallas? Because this isn't a player thing. This isn't a Dak Prescott, CD Lamb. This isn't a player thing. This is an organizational thing. I was trying to telling my friends they're mad at Dak because he doesn't run. It's like you have to be able to run in the NFL. I hate Dak. He don't run no more. And today it just came out. Where was that thing that Jerry Jones has said that he don't want Dak running the ball. He said it again yesterday. So how in the world is Dak going to run like every other running back, a quarterback in the league? How is he going to run when his boss is telling him not to run? And we're expecting him to say, "Oh, Dak, you need to say screw Jerry." I know I want him to say screw Jerry Jones and do his own thing, but that's not reality. Not on something like that. Just one trader. Just look, man, M Skills. I just need to see a trade. I just need to see a trade for an average player just so my mind would be like, okay, this team is at least trying to do something. They're not moving. They're like, we're good. And they're so far from being good, it's ridiculous. They can't be macro at this point. We can't love our guys. We can't love our guys. I wish I could show that video of Turpin dropping that last ball. We could have won that game again. We could have won that game after all the bad stuff. After me being so mad at Dak for throwing that interception. After all of this stuff, we could have won that football game if we just had a real wide receiver out there to catch the ball. The ball hit Turpin right on the face. It hit him right on the face. The defense did not interfere with him. The defense did not touch him. He just jumped and hit the ball. He dropped the ball. How can you see that? How can you go into your film room the day after the game and see Turpin drop that ball like that, and then see Deontay go to the Steelers from the Panthers? Another good wide receiver goes to another good team. What is the plan? They're blowing it up. They're blowing it up. It's the Cowboys Super Bowl window closed last year. They were be in rebuilding mode for the next decade now. Who gonna and that's my thing, elegant villain. That was my thing of yesterday's show, and I was yelling like Cowboy fans, like not half the fan base. The majority of the fan base is against us, wanting the Cowboys to lose, talking trash, hate the players, all that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff, and it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want all our players to be gone and let them rebuild the same trash that they built before? This is not the first team of trash that they built. They built a whole team of trash before this one. Remember? And that one failed and failed and failed without even getting past the divisional round. And now this one failed and failed and failed without getting past the divisional round. You want the same people to build another pile of trash? I mean, for a minute, sooner or later, you gotta know that the Dallas Cowboys aren't serious about winning, and they're not going to win. Period. We're just, as I said before, we are fans of a brand, of a marketing sports brand. And that sports brand is used by all the media sources all the time because we have so many fans. And as long as they talk about the Cowboys, we're listening because we love our brand. And we can't leave our brand because they'll, when you're 6, you pick that team and you got to stay with them. But we're in love with that brand, and that's it. And that's all that's happening. Jerry and Steve are part of the Niner game. Jerry is 82, and it's astonishing that he wouldn't try to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, it is. It is. But like I told Jay Recruiter, like I was telling somebody yesterday, when you are financially set, when you don't have to pay bills for your family, or you don't have to go and do things, or if you're set financially with money, it's hard to go out and give it your all at something. And that's what's going on with the Cowboys. It's hard for them to go after that Super Bowl ring because that Super Bowl ring does not determine anything in their personal lives. They're going to still get that extra yacht. They're still going to get that big house. They're still going to get whatever they're getting because the Dallas Cowboys are winning at what they need to win at, money. So as long as we're the number one money-making franchise, then it is what it is. We got to understand sports. This is sports entertainment. Sports is sports entertainment. It's not sports just to find the greatest of all. They're put on a stage to put on a show to make money for other people, for the owners. I hate that word. The owners. They're making money for the owners. So this is sports entertainment. We should have got Derrick. Yeah, we should have got Derrick. If we were trying to win, Derrick Henry saying he wants to come to Dallas, that would have been a no-brainer. We didn't have a running back. We would have signed Dak and CD right then. Made our salary cap better and went and got Henry right there at that moment. Cal said, I would watch, but it's all rigged, fake Vegas football. You know it. I know it. We're tired of. You see that? See, Cal goes a little bit farther than me, saying it's all rigged. The Cal is not rigged. It's not rigged. It's fake. It's very fake, but it's not rigged. They're out there playing within rules. But I'll tell you the way they entertain you. This is how they entertain you, Cal, is the real goal. When I was looking at the games this Sunday, when I was watching them play, there were several goal line questionable calls, first down questionable calls, questionable calls at that line or whatever. And the guy who announced in the game said, oh, wow, it's a goal line, but they don't have a down-the-line shot on the goal line, so they can't tell if the ball passed the plane. And I'm like, isn't that like one of the first places you'll put a camera? Right on the goal line. So you'll see if something crosses over on the goal line or not. That's like the ideal place for a camera. And probably should be one on every one of those 10-yard down lines too. So you can see down that line and you can see exactly where the ball was going to go. They don't want that because that puts too much definite into the game. You need nuance. You need questionable calls. You need another great reason. The Super Bowl a couple of years ago. You know the Eagles, that team. I hate them. You hate them. But I came away with that Super Bowl saying the Eagles should have won that game because of that call. But that call gained so much controversy after that Super Bowl. But if they were really trying to fix things, they would have tried to fix it in the rules the next season. They never did anything. Any of these controversial calls, they never try to fix. They love the controversy. So that's the NFL that we're living in. That's the NFL where the Dallas Cowboys are succeeding in. The NFL, the secondary NFL, the one that's winning the Super Bowl and playing playoffs and shit. We're not in that discussion. Though that discussion is the Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, the Lions, the 49ers. Teams that are actually making moves and doing stuff to try to win football games. The Steelers, just teams that's trying to win. Dak is already getting killed. He literally thinks this roster. He cannot think. Jerry cannot think this roster is built for a Super Bowl. He cannot think this right. That's what I'm saying. We cannot believe that. There's something really weird going on in Dallas, and we don't know what it is. We cannot think that Jerry thinks that this roster, that us, who aren't football people, who aren't in the football business, know is not near a playoff roster. If this team makes the playoffs, it'll be on gut and glory. Not on the roster. So if he thinks this roster is a Super Bowl roster, he needs to be removed. Because, what are you thinking? What I'm saying, Rick Charles said, what I'm saying next year will be Will McClay, Steven, and Jerry. So what? They picked a talent. That's why I said. That's why people want to tank. That's why I say people, Cowboy fans, are actively rooting against the Cowboys so we can tank. So we can tank. What is tank gonna do for us? We'll pick the same guard at 13 that we're gonna get in 18. But trust me, we're gonna be, even if we fall. If Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and our guys play the whole season, we're going to be picking somewhere between 13 and 20. Guaranteed. This is the most hits Dak has taken his first 7 games of his career. Yep. And Jerry telling them not to run. I mean, you're going to get hit anyway, right, Big Dow? B Mac on them prop stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know how you control that. You got so many dirty players out there. So many. This is the most hits Dak has taken his first 7 games in the career. That's just, and you don't want. I can't get past that, Big Dow. We're back to 2011, 22, and 3. We were in rebuild mode back then, but we did have a quarterback and some weapons. There's Jay Witt. Yep. I remember that little soft rebuild. It worked so well, we're going to do it again. Erasmo. It worked so well with Romo. Romo was a... What was it? Romo was a miracle. Romo was a miracle. Romo was a miracle. They're getting ready to show how bad they are. The Falcons will destroy these clowns. You see that thing. They're getting ready to show how bad they are. The Falcons will destroy these clowns. Now, we're clowns because we lost to the 49ers, and we lost to the Ravens, and we lost to the Lions. It's like, how is that going to help? I mean, it's already a toxic organization. Why do the fans have to be toxic as well? What is calling the team clowns? What is all that? How is it going to help anything? What does it do to help anything? It doesn't. That's what I told them. I said, I can't. When I saw that Jerry didn't want Dak to run, why are you yelling at Dak not to run? Why are you yelling at the players at all? You know the players are in a horrible situation. And we're gonna yell at the players to make something happen. We're just as toxic as the organization. We really are. Yeah, we have not. That's another thing, Bear. That's the media hype. And mostly the people that are super angry right now, those are the people that believe the hype. When you believe that Mizey was going to come in and be all this, and Mizey was so strong, and all the stuff that was feeding the people at Mizey, and it didn't come true, then everybody got mad at Mizey. And it wasn't Mizey's fault. Mizey is just Mizey. We just picked a bad player. Yes, Steven will. Well, Steven's, yeah. Steven is the problem. I try to tell everybody. Jerry is just a guy who has diarrhea in his mouth. Big Dow, no one hates their own team more than Cowboy fans. No one hates their own team more than Cowboy fans. Especially right now. You know, Rolf Metzer, I did. I said that, but my problem with that is, why are you lying to us, Rolf? I said that a long time ago. With us blow up and remodel next year. I said it about the contracts, because the contracts of signing CD and Dak right now is going to open. It was bad for this year, but it's great for next year, and we'll have open and all that kind of stuff. But why are you selling to the fans that we're trying to go to the Super Bowl or trying to go to the playoffs? Because then you put the frustration on the fans and they become toxic like they are. You know what I'm saying? So everything comes from the top. The top makes us toxic with stuff like that. I wish we had Bijan too. Bijan is so smooth, Spark. He's slippery. Yeah, we're going to have to buy a defensive tackle. Stay away from Michigan Wolverines. But seriously, how is it Mozie's fault? How is it Mozie's fault that the Dallas Cowboys made a mistake by evaluating him, then drafted him, and then told the fan base that he's going to be this great defensive tackle over and over and over and over. He was coming, told us about how strong he was and all that kind of stuff. Just told the fan base all of that kind of stuff. And then Mozzie wasn't what the Dallas Cowboys said. And guess who we hate? Mozzie. Mozzie sucks. Mozzie. No, Mozzie is Mozzie. He had no bit. He was, again, what I said the players are pretty much victims. Because once they go to the Cowboys, they got to do what Jerry and the organization tells them to do, or they're not going to be with the Cowboys very, very much longer. They lie about everything. They lie about the cap. They just lie. M. Skill says, I think it would be really, really strange if next season McCarthy is fired and Belichick is hired. Then we'll see all those rosters improvements made. Yeah, exactly. This year seems like a setup of all setups. And it feels like the players aren't in on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the team is working against Dak and CD on the offense by not giving them any help, and the players are like us. They've been snowed by the organization. That's what it looks like. Because if it didn't, Diggs wouldn't have came out the locker room if he knew that this was a setup season. He wouldn't have come out the locker room mad because somebody's talking about him. He came out because he felt some kind of way, because he felt like he was giving his all out there. It wasn't to your satisfaction. Why wasn't it? Why wasn't Diggs play to your satisfaction? It wasn't to your satisfaction because the Cowboys organization told you he was Deion Sanders Jr. So when he does not beat Deion Sanders Jr., you go, he's loafing. He ain't playing hard. Blah, 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 blah. No, they are who they are, and they were sold to you as something else, and you bought it. The the William August, the stretch we have coming up is nothing like the stretch that we just had. We just went through guys who are going to be fighting for the Super Bowl. 3 of them. The Detroit Lions are going to be there fighting for the Super Bowl. The 49ers are going to be there fighting for the Super Bowl. The Ravens are going to be there fighting for the Super Bowl. That's who we played. We don't have any of those coming up. We don't have any of those coming up. We don't have any Super Bowl contenders coming up. I'm trying to think of any of them. Who do we have coming up that's an actual Super Bowl contender? Like Detroit and the Ravens and 49ers. Who else do we have on our schedule? I'm trying to think right now. If we have somebody on our schedule that is a legit Super Bowl contender like those 3 teams. Anybody? D'Angelo Hall. No, not the Commanders hadn't beat anybody, James. The Texans aren't Super Bowl. Commanders hadn't beat anybody, James. That can't be a Super Bowl contender. They're a NFC East division winning contender. And same with the Eagles. The Eagles are just now. The Eagles just beat the 2 teams that we should be able to beat. Yeah, we'll play the Commanders twice. Yep, the Texans have lost the receivers. Nobody. There's no one on the schedule. I know there's. If you think the Commanders are on the level of the Ravens and the Lions, you've been watching these people too much. They're not. They're not nowhere near the Lions. They've done this before. Commanders have done this a lot. But I do think they have a quarterback for the future, though, and now, finally. But they did this with their, what was that little quarterback that was, the little running quarterback they had? I can't think of his name right now. The Eagles can be a good team, but see, I don't know, Saquon Barkley all season long for the whole season? You think that's gonna happen? Because if they play any game without Saquon Barkley, they're losing. They're losing. I think Atlanta is the best team left on our schedule. I think Atlanta. Yeah, they wanted it too, MVP Nation. The Trayvon versus Stephon matchup. I just thought about that. Yeah, the Eagles in Washington, they have to play each other too. So that's at least one loss for each of them. Maybe one of them sweeps the other. Who knows? No, the Eagles don't have the Eagles have a decent quarterback. They have great receivers. And they have a great running back. No, Kellen Moore is not. Man, Kellen Moore is not doing anything over there in Philadelphia. I mean, but again, that's how the media moves us. If you, for instance, we beat the Browns. And several people called us Super Bowl contenders. Several people called us Super Bowl contenders. And I'm like, man, We beat the Browns, and now that's happening with Philadelphia. They beat the Browns. They almost beat they almost lost to the Browns. You forgot about that last week. And you got to remember, Cincinnati is playing like crap this season. Cincinnati's not a good team. So it's like, same thing. If Philadelphia goes into Detroit and beats Detroit, I feel different. Philadelphia goes into San Francisco, beats San Francisco, I feel different. Philadelphia goes into Baltimore and beats the Ravens, I feel different. But if you really think they're going to go and beat those teams that we lost to, I don't think so. Pearland, it depends on if our pass rush is back. Because if we can get to Kirk, then no, he won't drop 4 on us. Hurts is not better than Dak. Cortez, please stop it. 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 You're gonna get banned for such. Hurts is better at the tush push than Dak. He's better at running the ball and he's better at tush push, and that's it. That's it. If you say anything else, you're insane. You have never seen Hurts throw the ball around and pick a team apart passing. All you see is his running. And his touchdowns come from the tush push. Yes, this Sunday, 3 touchdowns for the tush push. Come on, man. And I'm a Hurts fan. I was begging for Hurts to come here. I was wanting Hurts to come here. But again, that's these people talking up a guy who hadn't really done nothing and since his first year or whatever. And he gets 3 tush pushes against the Bengals. He played horrible versus the Browns. He played horrible versus the Browns. He gets 3 tush pushes versus the dang Bengals, and they're like, oh. I'm telling you, Kate, it's the media that makes y'all delusional. It's the media that makes y'all delusional. You watch these people spew their nonsense and you run with it, and it's all stupid the next week and they never are called on it. But what you have to do as far as a sports fan, you have to stay in line with what these people say on TV. And this week is this. Last week, don't talk about last week no more because that's over. This week is this. That's why y'all are delusional as sports fans, because you watch too much TV. Joy Taylor, right before I started this show, Joy Taylor, yesterday on her show, I don't look at the Dallas Cowboys as a Super Bowl contender anymore. I just don't. I don't look at them as a contender anymore. I'm like, why in the world were you looking at the Cowboys as a contender in the first place? There is no reason in this offseason, after last year's playoffs, what we've done in the offseason, how we've played this season, anything, there is no reason for you to even slightly think the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender. There's your delusion. That's where the delusion comes from, the television. Most Dallas Cowboy fans, they didn't even go to training camp because they knew the team wasn't good. But all the other fans, they come to Dallas Cowboys, they're sorry, they're delusional, whatever. No, we're not. I don't think I've talked to one Cowboy fan, man, said, man, I think we could do it this year. I hadn't heard that from not one. I haven't heard one Cowboy fan say that we're decent this year. The best that I can get out of Cowboy fans is what I'm saying, average. And every time I say average, somebody says below average. But on the TV, this year, they were calling us a Super Bowl contender. And you call us delusional. All right, let's go. Not us. Nobody thinks of Dallas as a contender. I saw that, Cortez. I saw Washington. I was like, y'all really want us? I mean, did y'all just see us? Why are you? Whatever. Yeah, and don't forget the Eagles, guys. The Eagles are. I'm getting ready to go because it's time to go now. But the Eagles are the media darlings, and don't forget last year the Eagles were so bad that they lost almost every game going down the stretch. After they started better than the Commanders, the Eagles started better than the Commanders, beating better teams than the Commanders. But then down the stretch, they lost so many games that they allowed the pitiful Dallas Cowboys to back into the division championship. Don't think that there's not a chance of that happening again. Yankees won, finally. Cortez. You see, like we're not beating Washington with these safeties and these cornerbacks. But Washington, they didn't score a touchdown until they got a Hail Mary on the Bears. What, are the Bears a juggernaut now that we don't know about? I mean, it's factual that if we beat the teams that the Commanders beat, it's factual. You, Cortez, it's factual. Go get their schedule and look at the teams that they've beaten. If we beat those same teams, you would not call us good. You would definitely not call us a contender at all. Oh, you beat the Bears. You beat the Giants. You beat the Bengals were the best team they beat. And you see the Bengals are 3-5. The Bears are the Bears. Okay, Cortez. Where do the Bears rank in their division? He said the Bears. Where do the Bears rate in their division? Are they better than the Vikings? Are they better than the Packers? Are they better than the Lions? Or are they last in their division? So you're trying to make the Bears a juggernaut just so you can make the Commanders good. That's the mental gymnastics you're going through right now. Just because the Commanders hadn't played anybody, I don't know how they look right now. I'm still watching that team. But when that team beats the Ravens or beats the Chiefs or beats the 49ers or beats the Lions or beats somebody that's actually a Super Bowl contender, when that team beats one of those teams, then I'm going to say, whoa, the Commanders are here. You got to watch out for that team. But right now, they're just elevating themselves from a lower tier team to a mid-tier team. And what a mid-tier team does is they take care of the lower tier teams. And that's what the Commanders are doing. That in itself is scary. That in itself is scary because that's what we are. We're a mid-tier team. We take care of the teams that's below us, but we can't beat the teams above us. So it feels like Washington is creeping up on our territory if they're not here already. No, Cortez. How do you say the Bears? Okay, Cortez, let's be real. The Bears will beat us right now. Okay, Cortez, are the Bears better than the 49ers? Are you sitting here telling me the Bears are better than the Ravens? Is that what you're saying to me? Because we lost by we lost by a score with the Ravens and the 49ers. But you're sitting here telling me that the Bears are better than the Ravens and the 49ers. Do you guys see what I'm talking about how we go completely in one direction? If we lose a game, we're the worst in the league. If we win a game, man, we might go to the Super Bowl. We got to stop that. Until there is actual proof that we're over here, don't go over there. Until there's proof that we're over here, don't go over here. Because we add on to the delusion, we add on to the toxicity when we grab those extreme emotions. We are right here right now. 3-4. 3-4. That's who we are. I don't know what's up with the Rico stuff. I don't know what's I don't know what's going on with the running. Everything is so strange. Everything is so. Add public comment. Tony Romo days were better. They were. No, it's not. No, that's not fair. TK9. No, that is a dang narrative. To be fair, Dak made those claims. No, that's what they say on TV. That's what is it? And on that show, it's that show where Broussard. That's Broussard's thing. Every time we have a comeback, Broussard is the trash. It's all garbage time. No other quarterbacks in the league get this garbage time. Just Dak. Dak is the only quarterback that gets garbage time stats. And then it's tomato cans. He does it every time we play someone and beat a team. He holds up a tomato can. You don't understand. These guys are eating from the Dallas Cowboys. They're eating from the Dallas Cowboys. They're buying houses. They're buying cars from holding up tomato cans after we win a game. And all of that toxicity comes to us. To play tough games and to come within a score with two Super Bowl quality teams and to come out of that and say, oh, we just got garbage time. It's just like, you are toxic. You don't deserve to win if that's how you're seeing things right now. Instead of saying that we have an average roster, and our average roster actually did something versus those teams. Our average roster actually was in the game with those. Our average roster had a chance to win those games. An average roster? That's a whole different way to look at it. But we're delusional to think because somebody on that TV told us we're Super Bowl contenders and you believe it. And if we don't perform like Super Bowl contenders, we're trash. So like I said, we are a part of the toxic problem of the Dallas Cowboys, along with the media, along with Jerry Jones. And the players, they're the victims. All right. All right. Go take the kids to school. I know I done woke my daughter up. She's going to be mad at me again. Y'all making me yell at 6:33 in the morning. Yep. All right, guys.